Tomorrow, May 20, Cameroon marks 54 years of national unity, a day when the colors of green, red and yellow take over the streets from Yaoundé to Buea. Out of Cameroon, Nigeria is facing renewed security concerns after joint Nigerian and U.S. military strikes reportedly killed several Islamic State-linked militants in the northeast. And in sports, Cameroonian defender Che Malone Fondo Jr. has once again etched his name into African football history after helping USM Algiers secure the 2025-2026 CAF Confederation Cup title. Details right ahead. Hello dear viewers of Royal Television, followers of News Hour. It is another day, it is another moment for us to give you information from this end. It is News Hour and my name is Frida Leina. As we told you in one of our top stories, the city of Buea has joined other towns across the country today in activities marking the build-up for the 54th edition of National Unity Day, with residents participating in a unity walk aiming to promote peace and social cohesion. Sonita Nguni has the details.
In the early hours of today, hundreds of inhabitants of Buea took part in the unity walk through major streets of the municipality. The exercise, which ended at the Independence Square, was led by the governor of the Southwest region, Bernardo Calabilai, alongside other administrative authorities and municipal officials, constituted by representatives of public institutions, government services, private organizations, and members of the general public. The walk served as a platform to reinforce the values of national unity and peaceful coexistence. Speaking during the event, the governor reminded participants of the importance of National Day celebrations, especially at a time when unity and patriotism remains essential to nation building.
For many years now, the celebration of National Day, the 20th of May, has been always a great moment, because you know that the solidarity, the state, people try to destabilize the state here in this region based on sectarism and what they don't want to name. But the people of the Southwest decided that the state cannot shake in this region. And they are demonstrating it every edition of the National Day. Today is another day, and you have seen the mobilization, you have seen the commitment all over the region, and we just want to invite those stakeholders to say never again in the Southwest region. You still remember that Buea, the headquarters of the Southwest region, was the first capital of the modern state under the German colonial master. So when the people of Buea, at the foot of the man Cameroon, Manfaku said something, I think we must count with it.
The mayor of Buea also used the occasion to once again stress the importance of living together in peace and harmony despite differences.
Analyzing everything, because you know the 54th edition of the National Day, like every other one, is a special moment of rethinking and living together with joy and with hope. And it's a challenge for us to make Cameroon a better place. And you know, Buea is a city of legendary hospitality. You have seen it yourself under the leadership of the chairman of the organizing committee, His Excellency, the governor of the Southwest region. People of all walks of life, people from all regions, people of all tribes who have gathered here to do a celebration through sports, because a healthy body is needed for the development of our country, and with love and patriotic, we are going to continue with the celebration.
The Unity Walk was equally marked by stretching exercises and light fitness sessions, creating an atmosphere of togetherness and solidarity among participants. As Cameroon prepares to celebrate the 54th edition of the National Day tomorrow, the population of Buea says it is ready to proudly showcase the nation's color, demonstrate its commitment to unity, peace, and national integration.
The city of Limbe is set to join the rest of the country tomorrow, May 20, in celebrating the 54th edition of Cameroon's National Unity Day under the theme National Unity, Backbone of our Defense System and Bedrock of Cameroon Development. Once more, Sonita Nguyen.
Ahead of the celebrations, several activities have been organized across the municipalities of Fako Division to mobilize the population and promote the spirit of national unity and peaceful coexistence. In Limbe, the inter-service football competition took center stage as workers from different services battled for supremacy at the Limbe Centenary Stadium. The final played on May 18 saw Limbe 1 Council defeat the Limbe City Council 2 goals to nil during the regular time to emerge champions of the tournament. The football finals was presided over by the senior divisional officer for Fako, Viang Mekala, alongside other administrative and local authorities. Hundreds of residents took part in the unity and solidarity walk today aimed at promoting social cohesion and national integration. The walk began at the SDO's office, passed through Manga Williams Avenue and several major streets in Limbe before ending at the point of departure. Participants later engaged in stretching exercises to relax their muscles and reinforce the importance of healthy living. Speaking after the walk, Viang Mekala said the initiative was intended to raise awareness ahead of the National Day celebration while strengthening unity, peace and harmonious among the population. All is now set in Limbe for the grand celebration of the 54th edition of the National Day, with authorities and residents expressing readiness to honor the values of unity, peace and national integration.
Many thanks, Sonita Nguyen. In the meantime, Bamuso has hosted a patriotic walk to strengthen unity and social cohesion. The event brought together community members, youth groups and local authorities in a procession marked by enthusiasm and strong sense of national identity. Lima Truth Mojoko reports from Bamuso.
In preparation of the upcoming National Day celebration in Bamuso Dian Division, residents and administrators took part in a patriotic work aimed at promoting national unity, peace and social cohesion within the community. The divisional officer of Bamuso, accompanied by the Lord Mayor Samuel Meme, social affairs delegate and other top security men and women in the subdivision, headed by the brigade commander, who walked through Bamuso carrying the national colors and expressing their commitment to peace and development. At the beginning of the work, the national flag was hoisted at the DO's office as a symbol of patriotic youth. The divisional officer of Bamuso, Chozo Leonard, says this work is a combination of different ethnic groups who have come to have one spirit and have a united and indivisible Cameroon.
Their chest and blood and sweat, they solid war. Cast on the hills and valleys, one that tillage road. Knowing that today is a symbolic day, and it's a day that represents or shows up national unity and living together. As we are moving together, we realize that we come from different ethnic groups, and we have people gathered here from the north, the south, the east, and all the different regions of Cameroon, and it's just a symbol of living together and national unity.
Abone Gregory Ngeme, delegate of sport, says this work is not just an exercise, but a symbol of one heart and one spirit.
All this is to help to bring all of us together, because for sports it unites everyone. All cultural backgrounds are broken, all language backgrounds are broken.
Samuel Meme, the Lord Mayor of Bamuso, assures the public that the council is fully prepared for the 54th anniversary scheduled for tomorrow.
the municipality, each and every one, both the national and the foreigners that are within the municipalities, we are all ready and prepared for the celebration of the National Day, 20th of May 2026. Everything we have put things together with the administrative authority, who is the head of security, to make sure that security dispositions have been put in place.
Lima Truth Mojoko ending that report there. And as Cameroon counts down to the celebration of its 54th National Day on May 20, the city of Edea has officially launched preparations with flag-raising ceremony and parade rehearsals, bringing together administrative authorities, security forces, and representatives from various sectors in a display of patriotism and national unity. Details of this report with Kusona Claudia Voma.
The atmosphere in Edea is gradually taking on the colors of the national celebration as preparations intensify ahead of Cameroon's 54th National Day commemoration scheduled for May 20. Early this morning, administrative authorities led by Senior Divisional Officer Cyril Ian Abundo, alongside security and defense forces, local officials and representatives of various institutions, took part in a solemn flag-raising ceremony. The event symbolized the beginning of the final phase of activities leading up to the national feast. Following the ceremony, participants moved on to general rehearsals for both the military and civilian parades, which are expected to be among the highlights of the celebration. The rehearsals offered a glimpse of what residents can expect on the day of the grand event, with parade contingents fine-tuning their coordination and marching formations. Speaking during the preparations, officials emphasized the importance of discipline, patriotism and civic responsibility as Cameroonians marked another year of national unity. Particular attention is being placed on ensuring a successful civilian parade, with schools, youth groups and community organizations actively involved in the preparations. The Departmental Delegate for Youth and Civic Education has equally provided guidelines to educational institutions encouraging the performance of patriotic songs and messages that promote national cohesion during the parade. For the Departmental Delegate of Sports and Physical Education and other sector heads, participation in National Day celebrations represents an opportunity to strengthen civic engagement and showcase the role of sports and youth development in nation building. As the countdown continues, Edea is steadily mobilizing the population for what promises to be a colorful and symbolic celebration of Cameroon's unity, diversity and collective aspirations. The activities scheduled over the coming days will culminate in the Grand Military and Civilian Parade on May 20, bringing together citizens from all walks of life under the banner of one nation and one people.
And on to this SOS, the family of Legacy Abba, feared to have been kidnapped some time ago, says he is nowhere to be found. Abducted since last week, Honorin Cheng says the family is seeking answers, as you will hear in the upcoming report.
Legacy Abba has been declared missing since Thursday, May 14, 2026 in Mile 18. Anyone withholding information about him should get to the family through the number 671-484-419. Reports reaching Royal Television now may indicate that Legacy Abba would have been abducted. The family in distress is in dire need of answers as investigation continues. At first, it seemed like he was being carried away by floods, but on second thought, incoming calls for ransom may seem to indicate a possible kidnap.
On to other news, Bamuso, located in a coastal area, is known for fishing and trading. These unique styles of living and managing the affairs of their communities also harbors Nigerians. Our reporter, Lima Truth Mojoko, paints a clear picture of life in Bamuso in the following report.
Bamuso remains a community where fishing, farming, and petty trading shapes daily life. Bamuso is an island in the southwest region of Cameroon where hidden treasures known for its natural landscape and warm hospitality. At sunrise, the waterfall of Bamuso comes alive as fishermen set their boats across the sea for fishing.
A typical Bakole man is a fisherman. From time immemorial, Bakole people have been good fisher people. We used, our forefathers used to, they have a certain fishing a style they call Ndemba fishing. Yes, that's what our fathers were doing.
Aside from fishing, the inhabitants of Bamuso also engage in petty trading as they go to nearby markets like Ekondotiti, Boa, and Limbe market to sell their fish.
A year 2000, near the start fish. Even if the time my became for back, the start dry fish.
All the fish there.
For Boa market, for Bongo market, for Ekondo market, I think I go sell them.
I done the dry fishing for my childhood. Since I did small, I did dry fishing with my mommy. Since the time my mommy can't die, he live for me.
Store owners in Bamuso say business activities in the town remains encouraging despite transportation challenges. Traders explained that they frequently travel to neighboring Nigeria and nearby Idinown to purchase goods for resales, helping to sustain livelihood and keep local markets alive.
I buy my goods from Nigeria. I buy some from Idinown. So there are some goods I buy in Nigeria, there's some goods I buy in Idinown.
According to several shop owners, the cost of traveling to restock goods become increasingly expensive. As a result, many now send shopping lists to wholesale suppliers who purchase and transport the good on their behalf before delivery. The traders note that this arrangement has helped them to continue operating despite rising transport costs and economic difficulties in the area.
Sometimes I'm not the one that will go there to purchase the goods myself. I have someone there, I'll place the call, we'll make way bill, the person will take it and transfer and send it for me to less expenses. Because going there to purchase it, transport to and fro is part of expenses, and so the expense will not be too much.
Despite their challenges, the people of Bamuso continue to preserve their cultural heritage by participating actively in activities that concern the public, reflecting resilience, unity, and the beauty of life.
Many thanks, Lima Truth Mojoko, for that report. The population of Bangante, chief town of Nde Division, have paid their final respect to the former president of the Senate, late Marcel Nyat Njifenji. The home-going ceremony took place in Bangante in the presence of military officials, religious heads, family members, and well-wishers who came to pay homage to the former president of the Senate. As you tell us, Natalie Njuma.
Marcel Nyat Njifenji, one-time president of the Senate, has been laid to rest in his hometown in Bagante during a funeral ceremony marked by emotion and solemnity. After military honors, a message from the head of state, President Paul Biya, was read by the divisional officer Fonde, where the head of state described the late Nyat as an experienced man, a loyal servant of the state, and a key figure in Cameroon's development. Being a devout Christian of the Evangelical Church of Cameroon, Marcel Nyat Njifenji was equally honored with a memorial service characterized by prayers, hymns, and testimonies. posthumously awarded the title of Commander of Agricultural Merit, the former president of the Senate received tribute befitting his distinguished career. In the various testimonies, family, colleagues and well-wishers described Marsenyat as a rigorous, humble man deeply devoted to his family. For his loved ones, he was a pillar of strength. For his family, a true guiding light.
Chef de l'État, Excellence, Monsieur le Président de l'Assemblée nationale, Monsieur le Président du Conseil économique et social, Monsieur le Premier ministre, chef du gouvernement.
Papi était un homme sérieux, certes, mais c'était aussi quelqu'un avec qui on pouvait énormément rire. Je me souviens par exemple qu'à la maison, il y avait certaines règles.
Monsieur le Président du Conseil régional de l'Ouest, Monsieur le délégué régional du RDPC de la région de l'Ouest, Président du Sénat et représentant personnel du chef de l'État. Très honorable Dato Théodore, Président de l'Assemblée nationale. Chief Dr. Jean Boutet.
Monsieur le Président de l'Assemblée nationale, Monsieur le Premier ministre, le chef du gouvernement, Monsieur le Vice-Premier ministre,
la République à l'un de ses plus illustres fils, je viens très heureux et solennellement renouveler en ma qualité de secrétaire général du comité central les très profondes et attristées condoléances de son excellence Paul Biya.
Marcel Niak-Difendi, votre époux et premier président du Sénat. Nous sommes sensibles à votre profond chagrin et partageons la douleur de vos enfants.
Beyond politics, several speakers recalled the contributions Marsenyat Difendi has made in the electricity sector, in social welfare and in the development of the West region, a legacy that remains in the memory of Cameroonians. Marsenyat passed away on April 11, 2026 at the age of 91 after a brief illness. He leaves behind a widow, children, grandchildren and great-grandchildren to mourn him.
May his soul rest in perfect peace. On to religion on News Hour today. A wave of revival has recently swept over the nation of Cameroon as Anwili Ojekere of the Winlows from Nigeria set foot at Douala for evangelism. The soul-winning camp together, as Honorin Cheng narrates, was a moment of renewal, encounters and great expectations which took place at the first Miracle Service 2026. Follow us.
Anwili Ojekere of the Winlows from Nigeria was recently in Cameroon to bless Christians at Refresh Miracle Service 2026. It was all about renewing and invigorating the Cameroonian Christendom with renewed hope.
Divinely directed by God to be in Cameroon this year for Refresh Miracle Service. I want to ensure the Holy Ghost will be doing his bidding. There will be souls that will be born, and diverse miracles of all kinds will happen tomorrow. But above all, many will be tuned to God, many will know God, and that's why Cameroon is here.
From encounters to getting refilled, they all came with great expectations and seeking to go higher in their walk and walk with God Almighty.
I have so much expectation for this program, especially my spiritual life. I expect a great shift. I expect a great move in my spiritual life, my relationship, and other and many more. I'm expecting God for a mighty encounter. Yes, I've been trusting God for a lot of blessings, and face-to-face fellowship with him.
This yearly event, Anwinli Ojekere says, ushers an opportunity to win souls for Christ as the Great Commission mandates believers to do.
Expectations in this refresh session, I want to gain a lot of experience. I want to feel the presence of God. As the name goes, refresh miracle service, a lot of miracles. I want to feel God's presence, his power, his anointing, and more.
I'm looking forward to see that the events bring an impactation into my life and into the life of everyone that are here today, because we see how great important it is, and we see how the woman of God is really a blessing to our generation and to the upcoming generation as well.
Miracles happened instantaneously, healings took place, and expectations were superseded as participants recount from personal encounters.
I'm just a lover of God, and just like the title, Refresh Cameroon, I'm believing God to be refreshed. Like my sister said, actually it's a Christian race, so we came in order to be refreshed, to see what the Lord has for us. Is it an instruction? Is it correction? Is it direction? So actually we came to be refreshed.
The resounding teachings truly proves Jesus Christ was glorified and that his name will forever carry power, authority, and continues to work miracles. The Winlows is a Christian ministry that focuses on skits and movies with sexual purity as one of its core messages.
Honoring Cheng ending that report. This is News Hour on Royal Television. In foreign news today, Nigeria is facing renewed security concerns after joint Nigerian and U.S. military strikes reportedly killed several Islamic State-linked militants in the northeast. Plus, at least 4 people have been killed and more than 30 others injured in Kenya following a violent protest sparked by soaring fuel prices and a nationwide transport strike that brought major cities to a standstill. Nanga Sonia has a foreign page.
Nigeria's security crisis has deepened following a series of militant attacks and school kidnappings across the country. Authorities say joint operations involving Nigerian forces and the United States targeted suspected Islamic State militants in Borno State near the borders with Niger and Chad. The strikes reportedly killed more than 20 fighters linked to the Islamic State West Africa province, known as ISWAP. The offensive comes amid growing cooperation between Washington and Abuja after the deployment of U.S. military personnel earlier this year to support intelligence gathering and counter-terrorism training. Meanwhile, concerns is mounting over fresh kidnappings targeting schools. Church officials and local authorities say gunmen stormed schools in Oyo State in southwest Nigeria and abducted 46 people, many of them children aged between 2 and 16 years. The latest incidents add to the troubling rise in school attacks across Nigeria. In the northeast, dozens of children were also reported missing after separate raids in Borno State, an area long affected by Boko Haram insurgency. Human rights groups warn that repeated abductions are forcing families to withdraw children from schools due to fear of further attacks. Security agencies say investigations and rescue operations are ongoing as pressure mounts on the Nigerian government to improve protection for schools and vulnerable communities nationwide. Kenya is facing a renewed unrest after deadly protests erupted over rising fuel prices and the increasing cost of living. The demonstrations began after the government announced sharp increases in fuel prices, including a 23.5% rise in diesel cost. Public transport operators launched a nationwide strike, forcing many minibuses, locally known as matatus, off the road and leaving thousands of commuters stranded. Violence broke out in several towns and cities, including Nairobi, Mombasa, Nakuru, Eldoret, and Nyeri, as protesters blocked roads, burned tires, and clashed with police. Kenyan Interior Minister Kipchumba Murkomen confirmed that 4 people were killed during the unrest, while more than 30 others sustained injuries. Hundreds of demonstrators were also arrested. Security forces used tear gas to disperse crowds as major roads leading into Nairobi's central business district were blocked. Businesses closed early, some schools suspended classes, and commuters were forced to walk long distances after transport services were disrupted. The government says the fuel hikes were caused by rising global oil prices linked to tensions in the Middle East and disruptions to international supply route. Kenya, which imports most of its fuel from Gulf countries, has been heavily affected by the global energy crisis. However, protesters accuse authorities of failing to address the worsening economic hardship facing ordinary Kenyans. Many say transport fares and food prices have become unaffordable, increasing frustration among households already struggling with inflation and unemployment. Talks between government officials and transport unions have so far failed to produce a breakthrough, with strike leaders warning that demonstrations could continue if fuel prices are not reduced. A major chapter in one of Africa's most controversial political assassinations has come to an abrupt end following the death of former Belgian diplomat Etienne Davignon. Davignon, who served as a junior diplomat in the former Belgian Congo during the independence crisis of the early 1960s, died before he could face trial over allegations linked to the killing of Congolese independence hero Patrice Lumumba. Belgian prosecutors had accused Davignon of involvement in the unlawful detention and transfer of Lumumba, events that eventually led to his execution in January 1961. Prosecutors also alleged that he had knowledge of plans to remove Lumumba from power during the turbulent months following Congo's independence from Belgium. Davignon consistently denied wrongdoing. Earlier this year, a Belgian court ruled that Davignon was fit to stand trial, making him the first and only person formally charged in connection with the assassination. The case was considered historic because it represented one of the few attempts by a former colonial power to prosecute crimes linked to decolonization in Africa. Lumumba became Congo's first democratically elected prime minister after independence in 1960. However, political instability, Cold War tensions, and foreign interference quickly plunged the country into crisis. He was arrested, tortured, and later executed by separatist forces in Katanga with the involvement of Belgian officials. Despite Davignon's death, Lumumba's family says the legal fight is not over. Relatives and campaigners continue to demand full accountability from the Belgian state and greater recognition of colonial-era crimes committed in the former Congo.
And on to sports, Cameroon continues to make headlines at the 24th African Senior Athletics Championships in Accra, Ghana, with historic performances from sprinter Emmanuel Eseme and discus thrower Nora Atim, helping the nation climb 5th place after 6 medals. Nguni Sonita has the details.
The Lions and Lionesses of Cameroon are roaring loudly in Accra as the country records one of its finest outings at the African Senior Athletics Championship that took place in Ghana. Cameroons now sit fifth on the overall medal standings with 3 gold medals, 1 silver and 2 bronze, trailing only South Africa, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Kenya. On the track, Cameroon sprint king Emmanuel Eseme once again proved his class by storming to goal in the men's 100 meters final. Emmanuel Eseme, regarded as Cameroon's fastest man, continues to segment his place amongst African sprint elite. The reigning continental champion remains the first Cameroonian athlete to break the 10-second barrier in the 100 meters with a personal best of 9.96 seconds. The Paris 2024 Olympic semi-finalist and Cameroon's Olympic flag bearer at this latest continental crown to an already impressive medal collection that includes victories at the African Games, Diamond League meetings, and the Jeux de la Francophonie. Meanwhile, history was made in the women's discus throw as Nora Atim Moni delivered Cameroon's first ever gold medal at the event. The 29-year-old athlete from the Northwest region produced a massive throw of 57 meters on her fourth attempt to secure the continental title ahead of two Nigerian competitors. Moni's trophy marks a remarkable comeback after narrowly missing the podium during the previous championship hosted in Cameroon. She had earlier won bronze at the African Games in Accra and silver at the 2022 championships in Mauritius. Cameroon's medal charge was further boosted by Hervé Kole Etamem, who also claimed gold in the men's 100 meters, clocking 10.25 seconds to emerge African champion. In the women's 400 meters hurdles, Linda Angunu added to the nation's tally with a bronze medal finish, delivering historic performances and proving that the country remains a growing force in African athleticism. Cameroon will continue to work hard in terms of athletics as they have proven in Ghana.
And still in sports, Cameroonian defender Che Malon Fondo Jr. has once again etched his name into African football history after helping USM Alger secure the 2025-2026 CAF Confederation Cup title, overcoming Egypt's Zamalek SC in a dramatic final that was decided by penalties in Cairo. Details with Kusona Claudia Voma.
It was a night of joy, resilience and continental glory for Cameroonian international Che Malon Fondo Jr. as USM Alger were crowned champions of the CAF Confederations Cup for the second time in their history. Heading into the return leg in Cairo was a slender 1-0 advantage from the first leg in Algiers. The Algerian side faced intense pressure from Zamalek. The Egyptian giants quickly leveled the tie through an early penalty, making the aggregate score 1-1 and setting up a tense battle for Africa's second most prestigious club trophy. Despite the hostile atmosphere inside Cairo International Stadium, USM Alger remained organized and disciplined at the back. Che Malon, a key figure in the Algerian club's defensive setup throughout the campaign, played an important role as his club resisted wave after wave of pressure from the home side. With neither teams able to find a decisive goal, the final was settled through a marathon penalty shootout. Both sides converted their first 7 spot kicks before Zamalek's Mohamed Shehata missed. Glody Likunza then stepped up and calmly converted the winning penalty to hand USM Alger an 8-7 shootout victory and sparked wide celebration among the Algerian supporters. The triumph marks another major milestone in the career of Che Malon Fondo Jr., who continued to fly the Cameroonian flag high on the continental stage. His leadership, defensive solidity and experience have made him one of the most respected African defenders playing in North Africa. For Cameroon, the victory is another reminder of the impact its footballers continue to make across the continent. While the spotlight often shines on goal scorers, Che Malon's contribution at the heart of USM Alger's defense proved equally vital in the club's successful quest for continental silverware. As the celebrations continue in Algiers, Cameroonian football fans also have every reason to celebrate one of their own. Che Malon Fondo Jr. leaves Cairo not only as a finalist but as a CAF Confederation Cup champion, adding another prestigious chapter to an already impressive career.
Tomorrow, May 20, Cameroon marks 54 years of national unity, a day when the colors of green, red and yellow take over the streets from Yaoundé to Buea. Out of Cameroon, we told you that Nigeria is facing renewed security concerns after joint Nigerian and U.S. military strikes reportedly killed several Islamic State-linked militants in the northeast. And in sports, Cameroonian defender Che Malon Fondo Jr. has once again etched his name into African football history after helping USM Alger secure the 2025-2026 CAF Confederation Cup title. Thank you so much for being part of News Art today. See you tomorrow, the time 6:30 p.m. the channel Royal Television for another edition of News Hour. My name is Frida Lena. Until then, bye-bye from us to you. Have a good night.
Cognitive